do it. We don't. Dozer's not here. He's busy. So it's me. I'm Isaac. This is a really chill intro. That over there, that's Shane. Down low, we got our man. We got our good friend, our golden lover, you might say, DDJ, in the house. And yeah, welcome to Such Good Shoot. Let me see. I'm actually probably gonna do a themes thing here. You want to do that? Want to do that? Let's do it.
You gotta play.
Oh wait, there's the DDJ one. We got. Well, that was fun. I forgot we had the special DDJ one. Special for when DDJ comes out because we love him. What are we drinking tonight, boys?
I'm drinking wild cherry flavored sparkling water.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm drinking Honey Jack.
Shut up, dude. I got a bottle of tequila. Let's fucking go. I also have got because I told Shane I was going to drink Busch this week. Busch Ice. It was the only Busch I could find that wasn't in 30 rack form. I was like, I'm not buying 30 fucking Bushes for an episode of this. But
so would you say you're a Busch? You like Busch?
I mean, whatever, dude. Busch, no Busch. As long as it's
George Bush.
Yeah, whatever. He's a cocksucker. That family sucks. But I mean, if we're talking about pubic hair, dude, as long as the sex is consensual, I don't really care about hair.
God damn it, I missed you guys.
Oh, I missed you too. God damn it.
Miss you too, buddy.
Busch Ice. Not good.
No, dude.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of stealing beers when I was like fucking 9 years old.
Isaac, do you know why I drink Busch?
Because it's like from right down the street.
No, actually not. So
why,
I used to.
Why do you drink Busch, Shane?
Yes,
so
inquiring minds would like to know.
I used to hang out at this house like all the time. It was like the party house, whatever. And for whatever reason, they always had Busch. I love those dudes. But I didn't really drink beer, like at least like macro, Busch, Bud Light, whatever, before hanging out there. But I trusted the beer more than I trusted the water. So I learned to drink it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's more or less the same thing.
And it's just stuck with me for forever and ever.
Well, I'm gonna drink to you. I guess I'm drinking for DDJ here too. Cheers. Did any wrestlers die? We lose anybody this week? I don't think so.
I don't think no.
Great. Just some wrestlers losing their jobs.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on that. I was
Malcolm Bivens.
Oh no. The Dexter Loomis release, that pissed me off.
Dude,
DDJ, I called that.
Yeah, I mean, the writing was on the wall for him, man. And it's not his fault, but they had no clue what the hell to do with him.
They hadn't used him in forever.
Yeah, I mean...
Dude, as over as the whole Index thing was, because you can't tell me that was not over, because that was over. But, I mean, and I said this on Shooting Shit, this week that our newest episode just dropped yesterday. Please go give it a listen. I said for him, he's one of the most talented guys they had, because for him to be able to portray that kind of character where he shows zero emotion, does not say anything, it takes a lot more talent than I think people think. So
no, 100%.
He never sold me on it though.
It's the same sort of thing as Orange, but like. The fact that he lasted as long as he did in 2.0. What's up, Hector?
You're going to that too, aren't you, DDJ? Forbidden Door?
Yeah, and
you're going with Hector? You're gonna catch up with our boy there?
I might say hello to him if I run into him, but no.
Man, I'd like to see your Forbidden Door, Hector.
He's going with Jovan.
Yeah,
Hector is?
Yeah, no, I am.
Oh, you guys are going. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we're
gonna be
going, and
fun.
then my buddy Patrick's. It's the three of us are going. So
Is Brad gonna
yeah.
make it?
I don't know. I haven't heard. I'd love to see him because
I'm going.
I haven't seen him since we all went to all out last year, and we were sitting in the suite that I won. So,
Yo, dude, I still love that shit.
dude, that
I'm
story
going.
was just, and I think you were the one that, a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. I think you were the one that pointed it out to me about the irony.
Oh, I was all over that, dude. I was cracking up.
So
Hector
DDJ.
Hernandez, his fucking forbidden door is wide open. All
Oh God,
right,
there's an
dude.
image I don't need to see.
All right, dude. All right. Well, DM the account after we
Slide
get
into
off
his
here.
DMs, people.
I'm going to a pretty epic wrestling show.
Oh yeah, go ahead,
yeah,
Isaac. And I want to talk to DJ.
Yeah,
about
we
the
should talk to
Forbidden
this.
Door.
I'll share this. I'll do a screen share for you guys too. I'm going to again another Forbidden Door kind of show. Might even be a bigger show than that, honestly, because it's one I can attend. So it's the Green Mountain Classic. It's Eastern Township Wrestling Association. Apparently this guy Anthony Green is somebody Shane knows who he is, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, he was in NXT for a little while.
Yeah, and then wasn't he an Evolve guy?
Yes, I believe so. And then I think he's made a couple of appearances on AEW as well.
Yep. And then I've got the guy who's the O-Bro, Owen Brody. So he's gonna wrestle.
Dude, I've got the O-Bro, man.
That the O-Bro elbow drop, And then we've got CC Boost versus Jobs.
This has to be CC Boost.
God, who knows, man? Jobs has got to be the jobber, right? Sonny Defarge versus Mullet Man. Yeah, Sonny Defarge has got to be winning that one.
Dude,
No,
Mullet Man.
Mullet Man. This is a feel-good moment for everyone, every other two people in the crowd than you, because you're gonna be pissed off.
I should dress up as Trent for this, shouldn't I?
No, don't play character. Go there and try and enjoy the show.
Hey, Isaac, how is Trent doing?
Trent's still in jail.
Dude, thank God.
Dude,
I just keep feeding the police a little bit more information. Just
he got himself. He had a number of bench warrants and violations, and you can only get away with so much, before you got to do your time. So we'll see. It'll be probably, judging by this, 6 to 8 months before Trent can get out. We'll see. Yeah, he's got some time. But I actually have a question. It's Shane, do you have a chic
No.
chic of the week?
No, absolutely not.
Chic of the week.
So while I find one, Dennis,
chic of the week.
Yes, sir.
What's the main event of Forbidden Door?
They haven't even announced any matches yet.
No, I know.
But what I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think right now, I'm gonna say right now, Punk versus Okada, maybe.
Danielson versus Okada.
Either would be good.
Honestly, we were talking about Forbidden Door on Shooting Shit, and we were talking about matches we'd like to see. Honestly, I would give me Punk versus Okada. Give me Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, I mean
I'd go ape shit, batshit crazy.
I've got one. I've got a chic of the week here. It's a answer, a quote tweet. The quote
you go fuck yourself.
The quote tweet is, "What's the most impressive sports stat of all time?" Iron Sheik responds with, "Hulk Hogan being a dumb son of a bitch for 25,102 consecutive days."
Oh, he cracked me.
That one got me good.
Sheiky baby.
Sheiky baby. So yeah. So you're going to Forbidden Door, man.
Yeah.
What else there's nothing announced for it yet.
Nope.
God damn, dude. And when is it?
June 26th. So about 7 weeks, I want to say.
You know what would be really sweet, and like this isn't what they're going to do, but I think it's what they should do. Is they shouldn't announce a single match, period,
Hmm.
and then just let the show roll. Don't announce any matches earlier in the show, just so everything is like a big shock, and it kind of has that like super Forbidden Door, anything can happen feeling.
I never thought of that, but that would be pretty intriguing, going to the show and just wondering, what am I going to see?
Yeah. I mean, it would create so much buzz and like so much anticipation.
Yeah, I mean, like it's one of the things that made this year's WrestleMania good was the fact that like some of
knew what the fuck was going to happen.
Yeah, like you knew certain people were going to be on the show. But like some of the best stuff that happened, like probably the two best moments were the Cody Rhodes is coming out in that match, which was incredible. But we had we hoped, like there was a hope for Cody Rhodes, right? And I think this is really important, is that like we weren't told it was going to be Cody Rhodes, because if we were told it was going to be Cody Rhodes,
it was speculated.
It wouldn't have lived up to the hype. But everyone was hoping so bad that if it, like that once he came out, we were all excited for it. We were happy that it happened, because this is like, we're like, man, we've been let down so many times. And the same thing with Stone Cold. Like we weren't sure. We were pretty sure, but we didn't know we were going to get that match. And the fact that we
really had no clue if it was going to be a match to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. And then there was a match, and it was a 20-minute match. And Stone Cold was fucking brought down to the crowd and took the back bump on the floor. And like,
yeah,
it was, I mean, for someone his age, it was, and who hasn't wrestled in 19 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Talk about you still got it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I think just to bring it back into the the original conversation, it worked better because we didn't know if it was going to be a match or not.
Exactly. And so not knowing what's coming, and even if they're saying like, here's a name, here's some of the names who are going to be there. Yeah. Be like, Okada will be there. Fucking Suzuki will be there. Fucking, and just knowing that.
And the thing is too, they announced it was something like 40 minutes it took for whatever they had released for the pre-sale today for it to sell out. So I don't know how many tickets they have left for the general on sale that's going on tomorrow morning, but the show is going to sell out, and it's going to be like All In, when All In sold out in like under 30 minutes with nothing announced.
Yeah,
it's going to be the exact same thing.
Why not build that? Because like, let me throw a.
Hey, whoa, hold on a second, Aaron. I appreciate the fact that I'm not Dozer, but I am not weird looking, and I'm very hurt by the fact that you said that.
Yeah, Aaron, you should apologize.
Man, that's honestly wrong.
That's so mean.
We shouldn't be mean to our friends.
That's a gorgeous, sexy looking DDJ. I'm telling you. I want to split him open like Hector Hernandez. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Him you next, yeah. Exactly.
Oh, dude, thank God someone else is here.
Yeah, see, I saved the day by inviting our good friend DDJ on.
Yeah, it wasn't even maybe about a half hour, 45 minutes ago when you sent me the message.
Yeah, well, Dozer got stuck in airport security or whatever, and hit us up and said that he had a TSA finger in his butt and that he couldn't come to the show right now. So here we are. Did you watch the Batman, dude?
Yeah, I went and actually. Okay, thank you, Aaron. You have redeemed yourself. Going back to the Batman, yes, I actually did go see it opening day. Yeah.
Oh wow!
I went to opening day, and the ironic thing was it was 2 days after I had my knee surgery.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
How? What did you think on a scale of 1 to 13?
Ooh, 1 to 13. I was said when I was preparing myself for a 1 to 10, but
Dude,
1
Yeah,
to
I know you
13.
were.
that's a me move, dude. I love throwing random scales at
Yeah,
people.
1 to 13 is my go-to. I always tell the nurse, she'll say, "How much do you like me?" I'm like, "Oh, out of a scale of 13, you're 12 and a half." Gives you room. It gives you room to grow.
I would probably say because I want to go and watch it. I haven't had a chance to watch it since it's been on HBO Max, and it
I've seen
and
it like
stuff.
3 times. Yeah.
I want to watch it, but I would probably say, and I think if I watch it again and stuff, I might understand a few things maybe I didn't quite catch when I watched it in the theaters. But I'd say right now I'd probably give it maybe like an 8 out of 13.
Where do you, if you had to list it on the list of like starting at the whatever top is for you going down all the Batman movies, where would you put that?
Let's see.
What's your favorite of all the Batman movies?
Oh, Dark Knight.
Okay, so the second one of those. After that, is that trilogy ahead of everything else?
Well, I'll say yes, but only because of the fact that Batman and Robin was not very good at
No,
all, and
no, it was
Batman
camp.
Forever was slightly better than that.
I
But
love I loved Batman Forever. It's still one
oh,
of
I
my
liked it
favorites.
too. But I mean, compared to the other ones and stuff, I would probably say where would I put this one? Um, let's see, because there was four for between the 80s and 90s, and you had the Christopher Nolan trilogy, which was 3, and then this one. So if I'm not mistaken, not counting the 1967 Batman movie, what are we talking? 8 movies?
And definitely not counting the Ben Affleck ones.
Okay, so now see here with the Ben Affleck, I don't have as much of an issue with the Ben Affleck Batman as a lot of people out there do. I actually enjoyed it.
But I couldn't. It was borderline unwatchable for me. I would rather watch Batman and Robin.
Ooh, that's saying something too.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
Yeah, I'm curious. Where do you put this one? Do you put it at right after the Nolan trilogy? Do you put it after the
I
Nolan
would probably,
trilogy
you know
and the
what?
first the
I
first
would
two
probably say I
Burton
said
ones?
Dark Knight 1. I'd say Batman Returns 2. Batman, the first one that came out in 89 would be 3. I would probably say I would put this one at I would probably say number 4. So about a little just about in the middle.
Yeah, okay. I gotta say this one is one of my favorites. I put it right up there with Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. It was fun. Anyway, totally off topic, but yeah, yeah, still very very entertaining. Shane loves superhero movies more than almost anything in the world. It's basically his favorite thing. So if we're not talking about the Beatles or Nirvana, where he's talking about fucking Marvel.
Yeah, we can talk about Maxwell's Silver Hammer, man. I
Ooh,
like that
Silver
song.
Hammer. All right, there we go. But yeah, I guess we should talk a little bit about NXT. Should we just dive right in? Should we go for it?
I mean, I think that's the next logical step
Hmm.
of what
But
we're doing.
before I do want to shout out to Aaron. Aaron, congratulations on getting the stitches out.
Yes.
Good job on kicking the shit out of cancer so far. I am so amazed with all your progress. Keep it up because we want you around for a long fucking time.
Yep.
We love you. And yeah, that brings us into our main event, which is NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2, emanating from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York City, August 20th, 2016. This was the second coming at Brooklyn, um, a year or so after, and they really hyped up the fact that the first NXT Brooklyn show was a landmark show. The promo package was all about where were you last year at this time, and so you got, which was really cool because you had fucking Tommaso Ciampa being like, I don't fucking know where the fuck I was last year, and like Bayley was like, I was here, I fucking was winning the championship or whatever, and like, oh, it was a fucking really really good intro package, got me hyped for the show. Um, Also, I was like, holy shit, I forgot Bobby Roode was here. I forgot Austin Aries was in NXT altogether because
Yeah.
he was there for such a short time. And then it reminded me, who was it fucking someone else who was in fucking NXT for just a second who like, man, I wish had been there for a little longer was what's his name
Hideo?
from Beer Money.
Oh,
Oh,
Bobby
James
Roode.
Storm?
Yeah, James Storm.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
remember
James.
James Storm? Yeah, James Storm was in for like 2 matches. Yeah, that was such a bummer. I remember watching the live show because I was,
When he showed up and he was like,
yeah. No, it was like a legitimate holy shit moment, and then
mhm.
he just left,
He
and
was like, yeah, fuck this. I don't want to work for
yeah, and
WWE,
I
which
was
I
like,
don't blame
damn,
him. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
that would have
and
been
but yeah,
cool.
having guys like this was it was such a wild time in NXT. Like it was such a
Yeah.
wild time because
Eh,
I mean, we were talking about Forbidden Door, right? In this pay-per-view coming up and everyone talking about it, the Forbidden Door, but fucking NXT and Cruiserweight Classic, man, this time in WWE history was really like some of the best of the Forbidden Door shit that we had seen up to this point, where
Yeah.
you really got to see guys who were coming from everywhere. Like this show, like fuck, dude, is almost like an Impact show. It's almost like an old TNA show. You know, you had fucking Bobby Roode, you had fucking Austin Aries, you had Samoa Joe. Like
Yeah.
fuck, man. Like half of the matches were were TNA fucking originals. You know, like
Yeah.
and then like you had Nakamura, you had fucking New Japan there representing. You had fucking Coda and
Yep.
uh
Funaki.
Funaki hanging out in the back. And it's just like fuck, what an amazing time. Like it just
Yeah.
felt like there was like an actual moment where like wrestling could expand beyond like the WWE universe and then
Yeah.
fucking nope, we couldn't have that. We couldn't
I
have
mean,
something that
this
nice. But it was fun while it lasted.
I mean, and this was right about the point where NXT really like gained speed and started, just going and becoming.
Yeah.
I mean, NXT for a hot second there was kind of the boss of the indies. Like, you know,
It was the
you know,
best wrestling that you could watch.
Yep.
You
yeah, no,
know,
I
and
mean, and,
like
and you had all of these indie guys coming to NXT because it was a destination to put on great matches.
mhm.
Um,
An AEW feels like a, extension of that, like, sort of the next coming of that. But I think the thing that really separated NXT from AEW is not just like the fact that there wasn't, AEW now has more time to that they have to fill and a roster that's huge, but they also had NXT had this focus on wrestling, like this very serious focus on in-ring wrestling and on making, building a match that people want to see. And like once they realize that this is their thing, like let's put on a show that's 5 matches and every one of them is a banger. Like
Mhm.
that was when they took off. And like there was this great period between, like right around Brooklyn 1 and right around, like was talking to Shane, I think when they signed the TV deal and they went to TV is when things started to fall off, and it was a really gradual slide, but I think that
Yeah.
was like the first moment of NXT, like the first shot in the death of NXT was when they got the TV deal. But between those 2 points, like there was nothing that was even close, and everyone wanted to be on NXT. You had
Yeah.
people coming from all over who wanted to be on NXT, and you know, AEW was sort of like that. I think that like I said, I think the thing that's missing is someone like Triple H who understands the business the way that he does and understands the presentation of it and is, like just knows when to say no, and I think, Tony Khan, God bless him, sometimes has a hard time saying no to people and when it comes
Yeah.
to ideas. And I think once he gets more experience, or if he gets people around him who are really like as smart in the business as someone like Triple H, I think that AEW has a long, long future ahead of them. But yeah, I think this is where it started. Is like this was the genesis of all that because it gave us all a look into what an alternative to fucking WWE could look like, even if it was a WWE product.
Yeah, and I was just about to say it's so ironic that you talk about how it was kind of an alternative to the WWE, and yet this is something that was put out by the WWE. You know, it went to show you that they
Vince, Hayes, fucking Bucky the Beaver, none of them had their hands on it.
Yeah, Kevin. Well, they didn't know about it. Like
they didn't care. Yeah, they were just like whatever, you know.
By the time it got big enough that they cared about it, they got their hands on it and they ruined it.
Yep.
But like everything, like literally everything with Vince and Kevin Dunn, by the time they realize it's a trend or it's worth like making money off or whatever it might be, it's past the point where it's fucking cool or whatever, you know, like they always hop on a trend like a year too late, 2 years too late, whatever it might be. It's always too late.
Speaking of general suckiness, here's the first match. It was Austin Aries versus No Way Jose.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Austin Aries came out, and I was kind of stoked to see an Austin Aries match. And then No Way Jose came out first, I feel like. And I think the first thing I said was, I do not understand how he was this over. That crowd was all over it.
NXT crowds love to party, man.
Yeah,
it was just still like, I get like the Florida crowd, like the fucking the home crowd, but you're in New York City, you're in Brooklyn, and like to get that reaction, like it blew my mind because No Way Jose sucked. The entrance sucked. The whole gimmick sucked. It never made sense. I never liked it. The fucking weird conga line of people while he was just sort of fist pumping and doing his thing was stupid. And yeah, the match itself was like, it was so fucking boring. It was boring as shit, man. This was not a good match from two guys who can wrestle. Like, it's not like No Way Jose can't wrestle.
No Way Jose can't wrestle.
He's
not a good wrestler.
He's not terrible,
he
but
blew me a kiss once.
Austin Aries is a good wrestler, but
I was giving him the finger.
He also felt like he was wrestling an old like a I don't give a fuck TNA match.
Oh,
like Austin Aries put no effort into it at all. It seemed like, which was weird.
Austin Aries has more or less like worked himself out of like the business because companies won't even give him a shot anymore. He's like a prick, you know, he's shown it over and over again. You know, he no sold you know, that Johnny Mundo finish and Impact, which real quick, Johnny Mundo is headed to GCW on May 28th. Yeah.
To fight
what's
Cage
he
or what?
Going to wrestle as? Was it Johnny Game Changer or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know, but
I love
anyways,
him. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I love Johnny Mundo.
I kind of hate him, but that's a big get for that company, and I really like that company.
He can go. That
fun to watch. But anyways, yeah, it wasn't very good.
It was the opposite. It was very bad.
Aries was bored. No Way Jose has limitations beyond his control.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason that this match should have been on.
It was. Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like badly wrestled. Like the work itself was fine. There was just nothing happening.
It was 10 minutes or so. Excuse me. Austin applied the last chancery, fucking tapped him out.
Yeah.
Then after the match, he threw it on again. And that was when Hideo Itami returned and hit the go to sleep finally.
Yep. Which is what this match was working to. And that's why I'll honestly, I'll include that with the match because that's clearly, like I said, what this whole thing was for. I don't know. It was like a 1 and 1.5.
Sort of what I was leaning to. Hideo Itami returning was like a wet fart for me.
Well, it's all about him hitting the go to sleep.
No, I mean, I get that. Like, because here's the thing: when it happened live, when I watched it, when it happened, amazing moment, right? Because fuck, he's finally back after the injury. We never got a chance to see him like fulfill his potential in NXT. So here's the moment. He's back. He gives the GTS. You're like, fuck yes, here we go. Hideo Itami is fucking back. We're finally gonna get to see this happen. And yeah, nothing happened with it. And I don't know. With that in hindsight, knowing that, like, to see him come back is just like, oh boy, here we go. Here we go again. And it was disappointing. Plus, the loafers he was wearing, not a cool look. The GTS was great though. Yeah, 1.5 stars.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it just for the, because if we're including that in and stuff, and I mean, it was what it was. You know, it wasn't anything memorable. This is probably something that you could have gotten away with seeing on, you know, the weekly NXT TV show. I'm gonna give it a. I'll do. You know what? I'll go with you on that 1.5.
1.5. Well, we are saved here from a clusterfuck by Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer is fucking out of his mind. He gave this 2.75 stars. For some reason.
Yeah, but Dave Meltzer also said Dark Side of the Ring was canceled, and
oh, he says shit like that all the time. Yeah, anytime I hear a story about him, like, I mean, it makes me think of. Did you see? I think it was JBL who was talking about Meltzer, and was like, yeah, he said something along the lines, yeah, the guy's a fucking idiot. Like, he's such a tool. Like, we love feeding him fake information because he believes anything you tell him. So it's like there's guys at WWE who literally will just feed him fake info just to fuck with him because they think it's funny because he'll report anything, which I genuinely believe JBL does.
Oh yeah, you know he gets off on that.
Yeah,
he finds it so funny. So real quick, Russo on Twitter retweeted one of the worst takes I've seen in a long time, and yeah. He retweeted this guy that like said, hey, like the New Japan Weekly show on Axis got like a 0.0,
I heard something about
good
that.
luck selling out the United Center. And like I saw it and I was like, bro, Russo, you can't, you just hate pro wrestling, man. You hate it worse than Isaac by a lot. Like,
a lot.
You honestly cannot believe that this show isn't going to sell out the United Center.
It's going to sell out even if there's
AEW, regardless of New Japan, would sell out the United Center.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They did it when they've already done it.
Yeah,
like Chicago is a wrestling town, and they love AEW. AEW goes to Chicago all the time.
They sold out. AEW sold out the United Center once already, and that was never officially announced. It was heavily rumored and speculated about CM Punk coming back.
But CM Punk will be there. CM Punk will be there this time. You know what I mean? They know he's there.
Yeah.
Any chance that wrestling fans in Chicago get to see CM Punk, they're going to show up.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, I'm like, how can you believe that the New Japan show that had their first episode on Axis Television? Who the fuck has Axis Television?
Exactly. Nobody.
Nobody. The fact that 44,000 people that have access tuned into that is amazing to me because I don't know a single person who has that.
Yeah, I don't know anyone.
Well, here, breaking news. I have Access TV.
And you didn't tune in, you bastard.
You mother bastard.
Oh, I'm doing this show right now, so I can't tune into it right now.
All right. I want to find... we got to start doing a show of just like bad takes from the internet. Because, man, the Cult of Cornet alone has some really bad takes.
There's I see this randomly. I think it's on my Twitter or something. Like, it's called Wrestle Cringe.
Oh, yeah?
And there's some really just like head scratching takes, like, what the fuck takes, like how fucked up are some of these people that with these takes,
I mean, speaking of fucked up takes, Cody was on the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast and was asked about his favorite band.
Watch that tomorrow.
Dude, his favorite band is a band I saw. Dude, I saw them when I was 12 years
Oh,
old.
about Our Lady Peace.
Yeah, dude, and then Stone Cold's like, "What is that?" And then Cody goes, "It's a Canadian band," and Stone Cold like snaps into it and goes,
I can dig it.
Well, they also, one of the things I also heard they get into, because when he first debuted in the WWE back in, I think it was 2007, Cody had the Triforce logo on his boots, so he's a big Legend of Zelda fan. And I guess apparently they had
he asked him what his favorite game was.
Yeah, well,
and he says, and Cody said Ocarina.
Yeah, I think Austin said Ocarina of Time.
No, Cody said Ocarina of Time,
and
Austin
said Breath of the Wild.
Which is the funniest thing.
Like that. Yeah,
can you imagine Austin, the ass kicker, sitting around playing fucking Zelda?
Absolutely, because he would be cutting promos.
God damn it!
What?
But
anyway, speaking of what,
but yeah,
Billy Kay versus Ember Moon.
Oh my god, trash. But yeah, I dig Our Lady Peace. I used to love that band. I remember wanting to perform them at a talent show and like the Superman's Dead, the song Superman or whatever, Superman or Superman's Dead. I wanted to perform it at a talent show when I was in like the 8th grade, and then
was it Our Lady Peace, the band that did Chris Benoit's theme?
Yes, which is honestly the fucking best theme song of any fucking pro wrestler ever. I loved that fucking song.
That's a good, I don't know if I go that far, but yeah, that's a pretty.
It's one of my all-time favorites, and yeah, they refuse to play the song now.
I can understand
Our
why.
Lady Peace stopped playing it at concerts, which is such a bummer because it's so fucking good.
Yeah,
it's one of the best songs.
I get why they would stop playing it. So
sure, of course, but it still sucks because it literally is one of the best songs they ever wrote.
What happened to Shane? Oh, there he is.
There he is. Shane.
I don't know what the hell happened. I froze.
He froze. He had to clean out his foreskin a little bit.
Yes. But yeah, Ember Moon versus Billy Kay. This was Ember Moon's first, but this is her first appearance in NXT or just her first match. I think this was her debut
match.
I think they did the vignettes and stuff. I think this was her first appearance / match.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Building up
Let me
to
just double check here.
They hadn't perfected the amount of video package to match time in the 5 match ratio yet, and this match suffered because of it. It was it was way too short to be on a takeover, even if you wanted to try and justify it being on a takeover.
It was 4 minutes 35 seconds. It was short.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of sloppy. It was short. Ember Moon looked strong, but not strong enough against Billy Kay at this point.
And I'm sorry, I've never seen the hype around Ember Moon. I don't get it.
I mean, I think
in this match especially, she's fine. She's a good women's wrestler.
But her finish, though, that was such a cool move.
Eclipse kicks ass.
Yeah, the Eclipse. Yeah.
I think she's a sloppy wrestler. I don't think she's got it. I don't know, just my opinion, but this match was not something I got into at all. It was all right, but it wasn't even that good. And maybe a star for me. I don't really remember anything about it other than it feeling kind of sloppy. The finisher was great, and that was really why it gets a star, is because the Eclipse looks so good. But
it was just a weird match. I felt like they could have had Ember Moon debut in person and just done it in a different way, and it would have been better. I feel like if they would have given the match another couple minutes at the very least, they could have
taken a minute off it.
Yeah, no, I mean, or just giving it time to simmer a little bit. I'm
just
not
have her go out there and just beat the ever living shit out of her.
Yeah, I mean,
or fucking have a great match. You can't it was just.
But it wasn't bad. It wasn't awful. It was again. I mean, honestly, like a 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still at 1 on this one.
I'm gonna side with Isaac here. I'm gonna give it a 1 as well.
That's because I'm gonna give you a blowjob later, and
God,
he's aggressive. To look forward to.
He's aggressive tonight.
I am. I'm aggressor every day.
So what's Meltzer think?
Okay, what do you think he thinks? I'm curious as to what your guess is. A Meltzer
1.75.
What do you think, DDJ?
I'm gonna say 1.5.
You know what? It's 1.5. Meltzer went 1.5
Ding ding ding
on
ding.
the
ding.
Ember
Spooky
Moon Billy
Square.
King. Yeah. I can't really argue with it. There was
No, I mean
nothing special
that's
about
a
it, but it wasn't.
responsible rating.
Yeah, it wasn't awful, but it wasn't a match that I would ever want to watch again.
But like, I think you would, and we'll discuss that later.
Want to watch that match again? Why was there a nip slip I missed?
No. Like, you know how at the end of the show when we say, "Hey, would you watch this show again as a
Oh,
whole?"
I'd watch this show again. I would just go and jerk off during this 4 minutes.
Well, assuming that you couldn't do that, you would watch the match.
That's
Anyway.
all it takes is 4 minutes.
Yeah, I could finish twice. Yeah, man, I tell you what, the nurse was like, give me 12 inches and make it hurt. So I fucked her 4 times and punched her in the face. The next match was Bobby Roode, the glorious Bobby Roode versus Andrade Cien Almas.
Wasn't this Bobby Roode's debut match?
Yeah. Yep, debut match.
Damn, dude.
This
theme, by the way,
dude. Him debuting like the video package before, like the promo he was cutting in it, him starting on the raised stage and the crowd just singing the theme like all in unison. I mean, he looked like a mega star here.
Is that an original NXT theme for him?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. What? And that was the first time they heard it.
No. Because he had been on the show. He had just never wrestled.
Honestly,
this wasn't the first time they'd see.
Maybe next to Nakamura's Rising Sun or whatever. Probably my favorite NXT theme. Bobby Roode's glorious.
Well, I mean, it was good enough to carry through to the main roster, which is
it was perfect. It was such a perfect theme for him.
Yeah,
he nailed it. What a great look Bobby Roode had in this. This match didn't do it for me. It was fine. It was fine.
Why it never clicked is because Andrade at this point was just in shambles character wise. Like his baby face, first immediate run in NXT just wasn't working. He was wrestling without a mask for the first time. He had no character at all. He was just a good-looking playboy.
And nobody could say his name. And I'm sorry, to sound like, I don't know, culturally insensitive, but nobody could say Andrade Cien Almas. It was a fucking confusing name. And I get why they changed it just to Andrade. But still, there was a lot of things that were going against him in this.
Well, here's how you know your baby face doesn't work. Bobby Roode, who is clearly a heel, there is no doubt Bobby Roode is a heel here. The crowd is literally adoring him. I mean, they are working the gimmick. The gimmick's become
glorious.
Yeah. Andrade comes out second, and the crowd goes silent.
And the crowd goes mild.
Dead silent. Yeah, they don't care. They're not even booing him. They're just not reacting to anything he's doing.
And that's bad there when they don't react at all.
It's horrible.
And honestly, I mean, I haven't seen him on AEW, but does he get much reaction there?
Yeah, I mean, not the most reaction,
because I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I don't get it. I don't get
he's over. He's over enough to matter.
I mean, I think the biggest, the best thing he's done, I think the most impressive thing he's done is fucking bed Charlotte.
I was just gonna say, is that the most impressive thing he did with Charlotte Flair?
Yeah, 100%, bro.
Nah, dude, 100%. The most impressive thing he did was get Dave Meltzer's first 5-star review in WWE since it was he versus Gargano, and the last one before that was Punk was Cena and Punk at Money in the Bank 2011. It was the first 5-star in 7 years.
Cena Punk Money in the Bank. What a great match. That was the one where he won the championship and ran away, right?
Yep. Yes. And that was in Chicago.
Yeah, it was the one with
DJ, were you there?
The floor, dude.
No, I was watching it. I think if I remember correctly, I think I watched it at bar with like an old boss of mine from when I used to work at Best Buy.
That might be one of my all-time favorite moments in WWE history is CM Punk jumping in the cab and
Yeah.
just driving home, putting the fucking belt in his fridge, and
Yep.
no one knowing whether he was coming back with it.
I think he took it to Wrigley
We'll have
Field
to
with
see
him,
if you
too.
feel the same way about Andrade versus Johnny Gargano when that happens.
Yeah, we'll see. All I know is that Cena Punk match was awesome. It
Yeah,
really
I mean,
was.
it was something really special.
And credit to Cena. You know, I know people love to talk shit. Shane's not one of them. Shane is a big Cena boy.
I love Cena.
I've come around. Yeah, Cena is one of the goats, man. Cena is deserving of his place on the Mount Rushmore, up there with Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Austin, and Cena.
But yeah,
so what's next? Next is we got we're talking Bobby Roode's Cien Almas, right? Still,
yeah. I mean,
This
like,
match
the action was
was-
crisp. Bobby Roode looked really good
He
here,
was
man.
great.
All of his offense was super crisp. He hit the he hit the spine buster. You know, the crowd was all over what he was doing. Cien Almas's gimmick was just so dead that it really drug the match down.
I would have liked to see him face almost anyone else, honestly.
But the thing is that, like, it still worked. It still did what it needed to do. It was just kind of a slog. So I feel confident to give it like a 2.25.
I was going to go 2.5 because it was an average match for me. I
Yeah.
think the match I really would have liked to see, honestly, for Bobby Roode's debut to really showcase how good Bobby Roode is and how good like he can be and like put out a great match would be Ty Dillinger. And he ended up fighting he fought Wesley Blake in a pre-show match. But honestly, I think that would have been the perfect guy for him to face because
Yeah, you could have gotten
ultimately
the tens versus the gloriouses. Yeah, you're right.
It would have been a lot of fun. It would have been an incredible match because, as we all know, Ty Dillinger is a great wrestler.
Yeah.
The NXT crowd loved him, and you would have been able to get Bobby Roode as a bit of more of a heel, I think, against Dillinger, or you could have had Dillinger be more of a heel against Bobby Roode. It would have been easy to switch it up depending on the way the crowd was reacting, kind of like Hogan versus Rock. You know, you could have been able to play it either way.
Yeah.
Whereas, like the crowd just didn't give a shit, and it really hurt that match. I think had the crowd been as into it as they were coming up to the matches coming up, it would have made a big difference. But it was just an average match, which is 2.5, which is good. It was good. Like there was nothing like to take away. Like I wasn't like this is bad. I have no critiques of it. But
I mean, I like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of the Andrade's gimmick back then. I didn't really, I didn't have a reason to be invested in him until Zelina Vega, got in the picture. But I mean,
dude, I would eat a mile of her shit.
I thought he's a very good wrestler, and obviously Bobby Roode is glorious and stuff. I liked it a little bit more than you guys. I go 2 3/4, so 2.75.
All right.
So here's something to consider, Isaac, real quick. Is NXT actually made the right decision? Because if you look at overall success, at least in the confines of WWE, and honestly, and really in the confines of pro wrestling as a whole, Andrade was and is the bigger star. I mean, he was tag champion a couple times, I think, and then Intercontinental once.
He won the U.S. title.
Was it the U.S.? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and Sean Spears and Ty Dillinger have won the approximately nothing ever.
No.
I agree, but I still think, goddamn. Sorry, the nurse just sent me a video of her rubbing her tits, and this is awesome.
Meltzer, what did he rate it?
You're talking about Ty Dillinger or something? I just think Ty Dillinger is a character who what's his other name?
Sean Spears.
Yeah, I just think he's been given the short end of the stick. That match he had with Cody where he busted Cody open, like that shit was incredible. And he got punished for that. and he's never recovered. And I don't think that's quite fair because I do think he's an incredible talent. But Meltzer agreed with DDJ and gave it a 2.75.
Yeah, fuck Dave Meltzer.
So yeah, so you and
I'm
Davey
rating
Boy
it less now.
Now, for me, this next match is where this pay-per-view started. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yep.
I love this shit. We had the Revival, or as we like to know him, FTR. Fuck the Revival. Defeated Do It Yourself in a fucking tag team match for the NXT Tag Champions that went just shy of 20 minutes. There's literally one thing about this match that I was a little upset about, that disappointed me, that kept me from giving it a full 5 stars. And that was just the finish. I was really disappointed by the way they did the finish. The submission was great, but they did it literally right next to the ropes. And it looked like Johnny Gargano could have easily reached out and grabbed that bottom rope.
Yeah.
And that really was fucking weird to watch, because like, he had his arm up, and had he just gone like this, he could have grabbed the rope. Had they moved him a foot back towards the center of the ring, it would have made all the difference in this. But this match, god damn it, was fucking awesome. It was awesome. This whole fucking match was legit. Just fucking front to back. Both of these teams are incredible. It's still funny to see Tommaso Ciampa before he got extra ripped, because he was jacked here, but then you're looking at him, you're like, fuck, dude. Once you come back from that neck injury, you're going to be twice as big.
Yeah, you're going to be yoked.
But the storyline going into this was awesome. Like the story between whether, like, will they or won't they, have a falling out between Ciampa and Gargano was a really compelling story.
And the thing is that they ran that for so long, and they teased it over and over.
And they really did a good job with it, because they managed to make you care the whole time. And like every time they were like, Johnny and Tommaso were like, nah, man, we're brothers. You're like, yes, oh, thank God. But you always had that in the back of your head, and you're so used to those big breaks coming.
You knew it was coming. It was just
when.
Yeah, and they did such a good job of like stringing that along. But this,
in my opinion, Gargano versus Ciampa is the best story NXT's ever told.
Yes,
DDJ, I promise you, I was literally just sitting here thinking about that.
It really is. Long term,
everyone will say Gargano Cole, which is great. But I will never forget watching the second Ciampa Gargano match when they were actually in a feud. After the Cruiserweight Classic match, the unsanctioned lights out. You had never seen anything like that in WWE ever. That level of like physicality and brutality for that long. That shit was like 40 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, incredible. I mean, I think one of other than this, like the Adam Cole and Gargano, but like the Undisputed Era storyline is up there, but nothing compared to the long-term storytelling of this.
Yeah.
And maybe
O'Reilly
Bayley's storytelling throughout her career in NXT was really well done. But yeah. This, definitely Asuka. They did a great job with her. But yeah, this was just one of the best. And this match was just incredible. It's as good as it gets, really, when it comes to tag team wrestling. The only mistake, I think, was that finish, and it takes a little off it. It really bothered me that they could have easily rectified that and done something a little different, but everything that led up to it, all the finishes, all the close counts, everything. I mean, it was just one of those matches where you never really knew who was going to win. Anyway, it could have happened at any time. There were so many near falls, so many 2.5 counts, so many great breaks, so many awesome submissions. Like, fuck, man. It was
it's everything you would want in a textbook tag team wrestling match.
Yeah, but I don't feel like this particular match between them goes above and beyond being a great textbook tag team match. And especially for the time and nostalgia based, it's really refreshing. But knowing where this feud goes and knowing that they will have better matches between them and knowing that they will have better matches between them and other teams coming up, this match never really went like hot. It never went in fuego. It was just
I loved it.
it was just it never caught fire. It was just constantly there and really really good. But it's
I'm going 4.25 before you say anything.
4.
Okay.
I'm going 4.5.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to roll over to Dave Meltzer, who yet again agrees with our very own good friend, the big dick DDJ.
Ah, fuck.
4.5 stars from Dave Meltzer.
This match sucks. It's a 2.
That brings us to another fucking just barn burner, incredible match. Asuka versus Bayley. Watching this in hindsight, I think the only thing that is tough is that you know who's going to win going into this, which always takes a little bit away from any sort of wrestling match. But at the same time, when everything is hitting, it's still just as good as ever. I gotta say, Bayley at this point, Bayley is I kind of think that given the opportunity, she could have been one of the best women faces WWE's ever seen on the main roster.
Hot. It just worked at this point. She had unlocked like that fire and like real like take me serious side of herself.
Yeah, and
it wasn't just cute. It was everything.
There's something about like the Becky or whatever, like the fucking the fucking whatever the gimmick is as a heel, like she's good at it, but it doesn't ring true. Like I don't look at Becky or at fucking Bayley and think that she's a bitch, even when she acts like when she seems like a genuinely incredibly sweet and kind person.
Yeah,
and I think
even though she was an incredible heel,
her
work was great.
It was no doubt, but at the same time, like it never felt as authentic as when she was just going out there being Bayley, trying to win, the hugging shit, like whatever. It was a little corny and cheesy, but it was authentic and it felt like her.
It worked.
And I'll tell you what, like I really think that had they gone Ricky Steamboat with her, John Cena with her, and not let her gone heel, she could have easily been one of the biggest face women wrestlers of all time.
She wasn't heel up until recently. She was face.
But I'm talking about like she did go heel on the main roster.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that was a long time after that. I mean,
that's what I'm talking about.
Heights.
In NXT, I feel like in NXT she never really did.
No, I mean she's only been heel once, and that's her right now. Even though we haven't seen her in a long time, she was,
and I just don't think it works that well. And she's been that for a while now. I kind of feel like, well, Emma sort of the same thing, although she was a little bit better at it. But yeah, again, just like an incredible face. I was just thinking that had they gone and said, you know what, we're pushing you as like the female version of John Cena, she could have fucking been.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with a better push, that's just a completely different.
And talk about look, dude. Like, I could not stop looking at that 6-pack of fucking abs, dude. She was ripped. She's got the fucking fattest ass. She's got huge tits.
But
6-pack ab, sexy, gorgeous fucking girl, and can wrestle and cares about the business. And this match between her and Asuka was fucking legit. So much fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really refreshing seeing Asuka do what she does well, which is kill. Mm-hmm. Like seeing the amount of different strikes she threw and seeing how snug she was with them and seeing her look like an ass kicker, seeing Bayley have all of the heart and have a couple like fighting spirit moments. You know, and just keep coming back, and and Asuka keeps just battering her and battering her and battering her. You know, there are multiple, just open face slap spots and slow-mo shots of Bayley getting kicked in the actual head, and it just really worked. This was just a great match, and honestly, I think this is the better of their two NXT,
so good
NXT matches.
And then you also had Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch at ringside,
which was really fun because you could tell they were having so much fun,
and you could tell they didn't know the finish. You could tell they had no idea what was going to happen, and they were so into it. They were totally behind fucking Bayley. Like, you could just tell, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. Asuka was a killer.
And then after the match, she's respectful and then leaves, and Bayley says goodbye to NXT, and it's just heart-wrenching. They really let her savor that moment. Yeah, I mean, as a whole, this was a 4.5. I mean, honestly, this is
and they really played off the last match where she submitted Bayley. Bayley passed out. They did that spot at the end. Bayley fucking fighting spirited right out of it. And she got the spin kick on Bayley at the end and kicked her fucking head right off, pinned her 1, 2, 3. The crowd was into it. This was probably 4.25 for me. It was really fucking good.
I'm gonna go with you, Isaac, on that. I'm gonna say about 4.25 as well too. I really liked it. I mean, you kind of knew the writing was on the wall. Bayley, pretty much, there wasn't anything left for her in NXT. This was kind of like, I think you kind of had this feeling as the match went on that this was her farewell.
Is Asuka.
Yeah. Incredible match. Dave Meltzer liked it too. He gave it 4 stars.
Yes, he didn't. He and I didn't agree.
He did. You didn't agree with him this one time. Which brings us to the main event of our main event this evening, which was a match that after the last takeover where some blood got in the way and the refs slowed things down and really fucked things up, we got to see Nakamura and Samoa Joe really go at it in just a fucking stellar single match for the NXT Championship.
How about Nakamura's entrance?
One of the best Nakamura entrances of all time.
Yeah. Dude,
perfect
the crowd
entrance.
Is just fucking going crazy for him.
As they should be. And it's just, they really did such a good job with him. They really respected what a great wrestler he was and gave him the respect that he deserved in NXT.
And you know who did a real good job on this night? The crowd. The crowd was amazing at this show. Like, they were into like everything, like, and if they weren't into it, it was obvious, like it just wasn't working. They were pretty respectful, like they weren't doing anything stupid. I mean, they were great. But yeah, I mean, he and Joe both looked like mega stars. The NXT championship felt really important in this match because they beat the fucking hell out of each other.
And goddamn, like, what a great!
And I think that's what you knew that was going to happen.
Oh yeah, I mean, just stiff strikes everywhere.
Yes, this was a strong style match. This was
100%. I mean, this was
as good as it gets.
Yeah,
like,
just
really,
stiff strikes,
really good.
submissions, everything was snug. I loved I loved all of the slow-mo shots of Joe getting kicked in the head. I loved the double Kinshasa finish. I really enjoyed Joe getting a German suplex directly on the top of his head and then rolling over like a bowling ball.
And anytime I get to hear Corey Graves call the Kinshasa is just,
it's an exciting time,
especially in NXT. He loved that.
Yeah,
and his
thing.
This match was fucking great. It's a match. Have we seen Samoa Joe fight Suzuki?
No.
I saw that.
Wait, you've seen? Wait, they fought?
Yeah, they had that's who they were on Dynamite a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
They had
Okay.
when Joe won the Ring of Honor television title.
Okay. Yes.
I
I totally forgot
Sorry.
that match happened. I'm gonna have to
I was
find
thinking. I was thinking because I was like, I feel like it did, but then I'm like, that is a great matchup. Those 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Just that's like they're just strong style is such a great style of wrestling. I love it. Shinsuke looked awesome. They really did a great job at this point of making him look like $1,000,000. Joe came in, and I think
So Wade earlier, real quick, Wade brought up a really good point about Samoa Joe's theme song. Is there anything Samoa Joe's theme song reminds you guys of, like maybe a like a genre of movie, a style of movie?
King Kong.
Yes, yeah, like monster movie. It's got that whole monster movie theme, but then it's got like the island, kind of instrumentals in the background.
And then that growl or whatever. Yeah,
the NXT theme songs were so on point at this time, and
Yeah.
like everybody in the crowd just oh.
Yeah, no, that's interesting because I'm thinking now there's that the songs Simon Says, but I want to know what they sampled in that because that is really what it is. It's like the Gojira
yeah, it's the Godzilla shit, dude.
Bum 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 bum. Yeah, that's Wade.
When you do that bum, 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 it almost sounds like you're doing the Addams Family.
Wade loves Godzilla.
All right,
the Addams Family.
Okay, here's a little fact about the Addams Family that you might not know. The Addams Family started when Uncle Fester farted, so they all became retarded. The Addams Family.
Oh no!
I don't think Aaron's watching anymore.
Here's another little fun fact about the Addams Family. Do you know the guy that played Gomez was the same guy that was the host of Pig and a Polka and National Lampoon's European Vacation?
Are we talking about the same gentleman who played Colonel Bison in
No, I'm talking about the original Addams Family.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought we were talking about
no, it's not. Yeah,
because he was the same dude. The same dude who played Bison.
George the Animal Steel.
Raul Julia. Yeah. Do we have ratings for this last match, gentlemen?
4.75.
All right, DDJ, what you got?
4 1/4.
Whooped ass.
I got 4.5 on this one. It was great. All right, so what does Meltzer rate it? What did you say, DDJ?
I said 4 1/4.
Dave Meltzer rates this match at 4 1/4.
Fuck you, Dave Meltzer.
So, does anybody disagree that they would watch this show again as a whole? Like, if you had to watch the last, 3 matches, would you?
I'd watch it again.
No, 100%.
I'd watch it again for the last 3 matches for sure.
Yeah, I would.
The first 3 were meh. The last 3 were fucking mwah. Anything over 4 stars is where it makes it worth watching again. I think the whole show as a whole, I would have given it just on my memory. I would have given it a higher rating. I think 3.5 is a fair rating for the whole show.
I think 3.5 is an absolutely responsible rating, Isaac.
Yeah, well, I'll drink to that then.
Well, my bottle's empty, so.
So
DDJ, plug your shit. You got to.
So again, thanks for having me on tonight.
Thanks for joining us.
The hot one, Giovanni Tuhati, and the premier Joey K. We're all back together again. We got 2 episodes under the belt. Our new look. We debuted a new logo, new theme, new overlay, and everything. So it's a completely new, about a complete 180 from our old theme and look and everything and stuff. and that. But no, we had a couple episodes. Our first episode back together, which was episode 33, was our most watched episode, and it was our most watched episode. And if you watch episode 34, we got a little surprise from appearance from in a cameo from one AJ Francis.
No.
Oh, look at you. Well, we are so honored, and
I mean, it doesn't compare to, you know, it is a completely, we loved it, but I mean, it just made me think of, you know, Nick Gage cutting the promo on you, Isaac, and then Christopher Daniels talking about Shane's mustache.
Dude, Nick Gage is a big old fat bitch.
All right,
Nick Gage is fucking is a fucking cut rate PJ Polanco, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
So before Isaac gets killed,
Justin Credible makes fucking Nick
Isaac.
Gage look like
that's DDJ. DDJ, you're welcome to come back next week because we'll be talking about NXT Takeover Toronto.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do some more takeovers. So
I'll have to see what my schedule is looking like.
And who knows? Maybe we'll have Dozer. Who knows? I'm gonna push this button. We love you.
Thank you for listening to this edition of Such Good Shoot. If you are on YouTube, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon. Or subscribe to us on your favorite audio catcher. Or finally, if you're on Facebook, leave a comment, like the video, and make sure to share it out to all your friends. Until next time, we have been Such Good Shoot.